is Bluesky and how you can use it to promote your OnlyFans. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be going over the brand new platform Bluesky and how you can utilize it to promote your OnlyFans, Fanvue, Loyal Fans, any site that you are on. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe down below, or at least just give the video a thumbs up, as it absolutely helps the channel so I can continue to make as much useful content for you guys as possible. And if you have already started your OF or Fanvue journey and you are looking to grow and scale your business, then reach out to me on Instagram. I have so many services to help you, including my newly launched course. Guys, I am so excited about this course. That link is going to be in the video description, as well as my IG link if you want to just speak with me directly. If not, and you already know that you're ready to scale your business, you're going to go straight to the course and enroll. I have taken my one-to-one mentoring program and I have put it all into a course for less than half of the price. So you guys definitely do not want to miss out on that. Again, if you are actually serious about being on the OF or Fanvue platform and making real money on there. But let's get into it. All right. So let's get into it. Bluesky, what is it? So it is a brand new social platform that is very similar to Twitter X. So what I've heard through the grapevine is that, or really it's not a grapevine, I'm pretty sure you can look this up, but just through my networks I've heard of it and I haven't Googled it to actually double check. But what I've heard is that this is the owners of the original Twitter. They now opened up their own platform because obviously most of you know that Elon Musk now is the owner of Twitter, which he renamed X. So it is the original owners of Twitter. They now made their own social platform. Again, it's called Bluesky, but it is literally just like Twitter X. The outlay format. You guys know I speak multiple languages. Bear with me sometimes. The format of the actual platform itself is just like Twitter, which obviously myself and my team, we were very happy about this. If you don't know, I have a social media management agency and I do management services for Twitter X. So my team and I, as soon as Bluesky opened up, we hopped over there, learned that system over there, and now we also do social media management for Bluesky. But obviously we were very happy to see that there was not much more that we had to relearn for this platform because it is just like Twitter X. And just like Twitter X, it does allow NSFW content, which is a great thing when you are promoting your OF page or your Fanvue page. So this is definitely a platform that you want to get into. Now, the biggest thing and how it's helpful promoting your OnlyFans or promoting your Fanvue or any of your sites, especially on Bluesky, is that this is not a very saturated platform just yet. Because it is so new, it is not as saturated like Twitter X, to where a lot of my clients that we are starting their pages and doing their social media management on the Bluesky platform, we are getting them so much growth, so much engagement, so much traffic to their links from Bluesky, because again, it's not so saturated. The competition is super low and the algorithm is just, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The engagement is really the one thing that my team and I work on the most, because obviously you want to make sure that you're not just getting followers, but that they are also engaged and active followers, which on Bluesky they are. So I absolutely love this social platform. And a lot of the times I will get, my clients reaching out to me, they want social media management and they have a Twitter X or they'll have a Reddit, because yes, we do Reddit management as well. And then they say, well, I heard about Bluesky. What are your opinions? Now, unless your Twitter X account already has a big following and you just need help kind of, with the process because you're busy, then obviously my recommendation is always just to stay on that platform. But the clients that are wanting to explore on Bluesky or wanting to explore on Twitter X, my recommendation is always let's start you on Bluesky, because that is where we are going to get the most traction right out of the gate. Okay. So anytime you guys reach out to me, I am always very upfront, very transparent about the expectations of work. And with a brand new page, there is always kind of like a period, a grace period of anywhere from 30 to 90 days where you really have to give a brand new page that time to really see its full potential and growth. But on Bluesky, because it's not that saturated, that kind of window is shorter to 30 days, as opposed to on other platforms, it can take up to 90 days. So that is why I always give not just transparent advice, but also the best advice for you guys, right? Because at the end of the day, your success is my success, because I'm here giving you advice. I want to make sure I'm giving you the best advice. And for all of my clients, my coaching clients, my now course clients, because you guys are going to be enrolling and really scaling your business, I want to make sure that you guys are succeeding with this. So yes, if you are kind of in the mix of you haven't started on Twitter X yet, you haven't really started anywhere, Bluesky is a great way to really be promoting yourself, okay? So now let's get into the actual platform, which kind of differs a little bit from Twitter X, but the best practices on the platform and how you are going to be utilizing the platform to be promoting your OnlyFans, okay? So the biggest thing and kind of the difference between Twitter X and with Bluesky. On Twitter X, for many years, if you've watched any of my videos from throughout the years, because guys, I actually have multiple channels. This is not my only channel, but this is my most updated channel. So I can give you guys the most updated advice for today's OF kind of advice and tips and tricks, because when I started 5 years ago till now, many things have changed, but other things have remained the same. Anyways, I'm getting off track right now. So for years, it was do not use any hashtags at all on Twitter X, or really on Twitter. When Elon took over, it was still the same kind of thing where hashtags really were just spammy and saturated, and you weren't really getting any traction on them. But I will say lately, hashtags have been working on Twitter X, but I still do not recommend kind of spamming your entire page with hashtags on Twitter X. What I always recommend is maybe 1 out of every 4 to 5 posts, you can put a hashtag. But again, if you've watched any of my other videos, you guys always know that I speak about doing hashtag research and making sure your hashtags are relevant. But on Bluesky, hashtags, again, because the platform is not saturated, hashtags are getting great traction. Now, there is specific hashtags that you should be using. Those are going to be in the course for your convenience. And so you guys really know the ins and outs to be, again, scaling your business. And that's what the course is all about. Or you can pop over and purchase the OnlyFans cheat sheet. That is also, and again, this OF cheat sheet is not just for OF, it is for Fanvue as well. But the cheat sheet will also have those extensive hashtags in there. But some advice for you guys right now. And like I said, if you are going to be using the hashtags and you should on Bluesky, you want to make sure that those hashtags are relevant to you. Okay. You're not going to use a hashtag like, I don't know, something shoe. Okay. It's not going to be something random. Your hashtags are still going to be relevant to you. So if you're brunette, you're going to put brunette, okay? If you're tattooed, you're going to put a tattooed, right? If you're Latina, if you're MILF, something along those lines. All of the hashtags that you use should be your demographics, okay? Your niche, which at this point, niche is demographics. And please, guys, don't get hung up on, oh my God, what's my niche? It's not necessary, but if your demographics, again, are kind of your niche. If you're MILF, Latina, it's the same exact thing. But you should be using the hashtags that are relevant to you. Now let's get into your actual account, okay? So the account doesn't necessarily have to be anything, where you have to overthink it too much. But the biggest piece of advice that I want to tell you guys, especially on Bluesky, because it is a brand new social channel, social platform, they are very, very strict when it comes to bots and spam on the platform. Okay. Twitter X, unfortunately, is loaded with them. And they just actually on Twitter X did a huge sweep to where so many of us are losing followers, but it was really all of these like just sus bots accounts. Unfortunately, sometimes Twitter X does make mistakes and then they kind of delete real accounts because this happens in my networks all the time. But anyways, let's not get off track. So Bluesky is very strict with this, where they will do this even within your page setup process. Okay. So you guys have to listen, very important to what I'm about to say. When you go to open up your Bluesky account, you have to make sure that you open up your account and you leave it there for 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Do not do anything. Literally. Do not add profile pictures. Do not add a bio. Do not add a banner. I unfortunately learned this the hard way, but that's exactly what all of my advice is. It is all of my personal experience on all of these platforms and all my successes and even some of my stumbles, right? My blunders. And then I'm able to give you guys this information. So when I first started opening up my accounts and even my clients' accounts, but it was really more my accounts because I learned after the first few times, because yes, I have multiple accounts on Bluesky because again, my social media management agency. So with that being said, I opened up my account. Now, mind you, I did not even do too much. If you've watched my Reddit video, you know I always tell you, do not do too much on Reddit. You will be picked up. So I am very, very weathered and seasoned on that. But unfortunately, even just putting my profile and putting a link and then removing the link to put another link that I actually wanted to use, ended up labeling the account as spam, and I wasn't able to use the account properly, and I had to end up appealing it. This happened on 3 out of 5 of my accounts, guys, okay? So please keep this in mind. So what I did for the last 2 accounts that did not end up getting a spam label and then me having to appeal it, which yes, I appealed it, my team and I appealed it, and the appeal was removed. But with that being said, you don't want to do that, especially for you guys that are newbies. It's super discouraging, and then you don't really know what to say to them correctly to get the appeal removed. So just when you go to open up your Bluesky account, you are just going to open it up and you are going to leave it there for 24 to 48 hours. Make sure you get that verification email pop-up, okay? They're not going to send that to you right out the gate. After about 12 hours, when you go to log into your account again, is when you will get a pop-up where it will say, verify your email address, because you need to make an account with an email address. And then that's when you can have them send the link to verify your email address. After you verify your email address is kind of like, I would say, a good indicator that you're cleared and you can now start working on the account. But until you get that pop-up verification to verify your email, just open up the account and let it sit there, and don't log back in or check the account until 12 to 24 hours later to make sure you get that pop-up. They want to verify that you are a real person. Now, why don't they just do this right out the gate like so many other social platforms where you literally get the notification of verify your email address like right away? As soon as you open up your account, you get that email. So I don't know why Bluesky is different with that, where it's not an automated email and you can verify your email right away. But needless to say, it's fine. I went through it now 5 times, and this is what I have realized. So please make sure about that, because if not, you will end up getting shadow banned, or have a label put on your account, and then you're going to have to appeal. And again, if you don't know the right things to say, like my team and I, you might not get that label removed and your appeal might be denied. Now let's jump into something else that is very, very serious on the platform that you need to take serious, or your account can be shadow banned and another label will go on it. But a label that you do not want because you did not add that label yourself. So you need to make sure that you mark your content as NSFW content or sensitive content. The same thing on Twitter X, guys. If you don't know, there is a setting in this, there is a settings in the settings where you have to toggle on for sensitive content. It's the same thing for Bluesky, but it looks different. So you're going to go to your settings section in Bluesky and you are going to go to moderations. I don't need to do a little diagram for you because it's that simple. It's just a two-step process. Settings, moderations. Once you get to moderations, you will see where it says sensitive content, graphic content, things of that nature. You need to make sure that you toggle that on so that way the platform knows that you are going to be sharing sensitive content on the platform, okay? Because if not, and you start sharing sensitive content on the platform and you're not labeling it as such, I almost just like hiccup, but it was very weird. If you are not labeling it as such, then Bluesky is again going to end up putting on an automatic label on there for you. And those are the ones that you don't want because then you get lower, you get pushed lower down the algorithm. There you go. So make sure that that is the second biggest thing to know. I don't know why I'm air quoting it. Biggest thing to know with Bluesky as well. So now let's get into your actual page. Because again, there's not much that you really need to overthink besides about the fact of keeping it safe in the beginning, putting your moderation, and now we could talk about your bio, your profile picture. But again, don't waste too much time on this, guys. So many of my clients, you know, they overthink it and it's not necessary, okay? So the only big thing that I say, and not just even for this platform, if you watch any of my other videos on Reddit again or Twitter X, is that the only big thing with your bio, okay, is your link in bio. That is the biggest thing that you need to be worrying about or focusing on with your page setup. Now, sure, obviously your profile picture should be a very good quality, good lighting picture so people can see you and be enticed. Your banner picture, you don't have to overthink that either. 2 out of 5 of my accounts actually have a banner picture that we thought about. The other ones are literally nothing and we're still growing them, okay? That's how much I don't even waste my time having to think about all of these little minuscule things, okay? So you shouldn't either. Because at the end of the day, it's just making sure at least the profile picture is very good. They see who you are. And then your bio, and then obviously the content that you're sharing after that is really what's going to get everyone's attention. But your bio, like I've been saying, if you, and this is a very big piece of advice, I go over this in my course, I go over this with my one-to-one mentoring clients and coaching clients, is that if your end goal is to get them to your OF page or to your Fanvue page, that is the only link that you guys should have in your bio, okay? What we are doing in sales and marketing is actually called a sales funnel, okay? Now, I understand a lot of you don't know this, and that's totally fine. I've been an online entrepreneur now for 8 years, so I've done all of this for many years. Before I even got into this space, I was selling actual physical products, websites, so many different things. But what we are actually doing is considered a sales funnel, okay? You're promoting yourself to get them to go to the end product, which is more of yourself on these paid sites, okay? Because at the end of the day, these followers that turn into fans are customers, okay? This is a business. So in this sales funnel, we do not want any bumps in the road, okay? So you should not have your a link tree in there with your Instagram, with your TikTok, with your YouTube, with 30 different other links in there, okay? You want, if your end realistic goal is to get them to your OF or Fanvue page, that is the only link that should be in that bio. Second after that is having a clear CTA, a call to action, okay? This in marketing is what action you want your potential clients, your traffic to take. And the action that you want them to take is to click the link below, okay? So your bio does not have to be anything crazy. It could just literally say, whatever your demographics are, Latino, whatever, right? Or you don't even have to say that. And all you need to say is get more of me below with 2 emojis pointing directly to the link below, okay? Super simple. You don't got to rack your brain, but these are little subconscious cues that we use in marketing and in sales to just kind of push a friendly little nudge, push that traffic a little further along on what you want them to be doing, okay? So please keep this in mind. Now let's get into content. I've said it once and I will say it again. Content matters at this point, okay? Now, 5+ years ago when I first started, I'm not gonna sit here and act like my content was up to par. So I understand, newbies, that sometimes in the beginning you just don't really understand, but please, we all have eyeballs, okay? Just go and compare your content to another model or influencer, and you will see the difference. Because I cannot tell you how many of my clients, when I'm doing guaranteed fans promo and I'm promoting them, they send me content and it's blurry, it's pixelated, it's dark. There's a weird fog across and a haze across the pictures and the videos. They're streaking because the window is behind them, not in front of them. Like, and I get it. I get that you may not know these things, guys, but in the same aspect, we all have eyeballs, and all you got to do is be like, is my content as good as maybe these other models? Now, do not drive yourself crazy either to where you're going to like the top influencer where she's going to have, you know, some type of 4K vlogging equipment, right? And she has her own cameraman and stuff like that. Do not obviously go to the other extreme where you're going to be looking at the best content or, you know, the hugest influencers and then compare yourself. But just go around, get, you know, like the senses, CEN, anyways. The average, okay, of other models that are also creating content, and then look at yours, look at theirs, okay? So sometimes these are also just simple mistakes, and I get it, but again, this is a business. You really need to make sure that you are looking at all this stuff, paying attention to all this stuff, okay? So the simplest mistake that so many people make is just clean your lens. It's literally the easiest thing you can do, because a lot of the time that weird haze and fog is just because you haven't cleaned off your lens. So if you're doing it as a selfie, if you're getting content as a selfie, clean your selfie lens. If not, take something that's not going to scratch the lens of your camera on your phone and clean them. All right. That's all it takes sometimes. But please, you have to understand that content matters. These dark, pixelated content, uncentered, I don't even know what I'm looking at, is not gonna work, okay? Because again, this is a business. These are customers. You are the product, right? You are the business. So look at your own consuming habits, right? You as a customer, if you're gonna go order something online and you can't see what the product is, are you gonna wanna buy it? No, it's the same exact thing. When they see your content, are they enticed to want to go to that link now? And then once they get to the link and they get to your page, is your banner on your OF page good? Is your profile picture good? Where again, they're able to see the product and then want to buy, right? The buy is making that informed decision to subscribe to your page. And newsflash, even if your page is free, it does not mean that every single person that goes to your page is going to subscribe. And this is why my page audits are one of my best sellers, because there is a way how your page on OF should also be optimized, which is something that I go over in the course and my one-to-one mentoring. But anyways, so please make sure that the content that you are doing is also good lighting. Now, this does not mean to go crazy, guys, where you think you have to go and get different content every day and you're going to burn yourself out. No. The biggest thing and help that I give to my one-to-one coaching clients is that you want to work smarter, not harder. And I give them the tools to do this and how you should really be creating content that's going to be enticing, but also going to be easier for you. Okay. And the easiest advice that I can give you right now is that if you get a picture set of, let's say, 5 to 10 pictures, right? And they're all really good quality. You don't have to just pick one of those pictures and upload it and then think the next day you have to pick a totally fresh picture. You don't. You can take that 5 to 10 pieces of content and spread it out for 5 to 10 days. And why is that? Because it's not about posting 10 times per day. It is about posting consistently. Okay. So again, that working smarter, not harder. I don't want you to be on Bluesky and you think you have to be posting 10 times per day. In the beginning, posting 1 time per day is sufficient. It's just about being consistent every single day. So that way, the platform itself knows that you are going to be a contributing member, a contributing content creator to the platform. And once it realizes that, it will then push you further out onto the algorithm and you will get yourself onto even more eyes. All right. But you have to keep that in mind. It's more about being consistent on the platform than it is about posting 10 times per day and thinking you have to go crazy about it, okay? Once you've been on the platform for longer, you can up it to maybe 2 posts per day, 1 in like the later morning and then 1 kind of in the earlier evening. If you'd like to give that a try, you should always be testing stuff out. Lastly is networking on the platform. Just like on Twitter X, this is the same thing that you should be doing on Bluesky. You should be networking with other content creators, okay? Doing this, again, also shows the platform that you are a contributing member to the platform. It shows that you are on there, you're interacting. Now, just how Twitter X is a smart platform, so is Bluesky. So once it sees that you start interacting with specific content, your home feed will actually start being other models and other content creators. So it's super easy for you to find other content creators to network with. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean a shout out for shout out, re-skeet, because on Bluesky, it's actually called a re-skeet, not a retweet. You are going to find other models to re-skeet with, okay? So you re-skeet their stuff, they reskeet your stuff. And what does that do? It helps you get in front of a whole fresh new eyes, right? A whole fresh new audience that are not your followers. And then they also get in front of your followers. So this networking shout out for shout out, reskeet for reskeet is actually what my team and I do all day long. I have a morning team and I have a night team. And we are just networking every day, all day with a huge network that we have on these platforms for Twitter X and for Bluesky. But this is how we are able to not only just grow our clients' accounts organically, but then also give it an extra push because we are doing this all day long. Now, obviously, work smarter, not harder. And I don't want you guys to burn yourself out so much. So what I recommend is only just giving yourself 30 minutes to 45 minutes per day. Okay. You don't obviously have to do it the way that, we're doing it for our clients, but just for yourself, you do need to dedicate some time. So what I always say to my clients is you are going, you do your morning post, right? But give yourself a 45-minute window. So you post and then you will do some of your networking, all right? Or you can post and then go back in an hour or two if you have another half hour and then do the networking. But at least once a day, being consistent with your posting, you are also going to be consistent with that networking. Not only that, it will also help you not just on Bluesky, but once you find these models, you can end up connecting with them to do shout out for shout out on OF or on Fanvue. So now you're getting yourself in front of actual OF fans, and so are they. All right. So this is actually really like a dual kind of process and positive thing for you guys. All right. So do not sleep on this. Now, if you don't have too much time to do all that networking, at least a couple of times a day, guys, I cannot tell you how important that is. Because again, it's just pushing yourself out more if you are serious. Now, if you have in your budget to hire somebody, then absolutely reach out to me. My team and I would love to help you guys grow. But if you don't, then you are going to have to be doing this all manually. So I really hope this video was helpful about what is Bluesky and then how you can utilize it to promote yourself. If you have any questions, comment down below. Check out that course if you are really serious about growing your OF biz, or reach out to me on IG if you want more one-to-one services. Until next time.